NATO will take a number of new measures, the purpose of which is to support Ukraine until it joins NATO, writes the New York Times, citing US and NATO officials. For example, the new NATO mission will unite countries that provide various types of military assistance to Ukraine, such as air defense systems, artillery, F-16 fighters, weapons and military training. It will also coordinate the training of Ukrainian soldiers in allied countries and long-term bilateral security agreements. Details of the plan are likely to be announced at the upcoming summit of NATO leaders.
Previously, aid for Ukraine has been given mostly on a country-by-country basis, with less concern over its efficiency. The mission will work to reduce duplication and complications from the various kinds of weaponry sent to Ukraine. All NATO countries agreed to the creation of the mission, from a publication by the New York Times citing US and NATO officials.
As NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg noted, after the meeting of the bloc's defense ministers on June 14th, the new mission will put support for Ukraine on a more solid basis.
We have agreed on a plan that sets out how NATO will lead the coordination of security assistance and training. This will allow NATO leaders to launch this effort at the Washington summit in July, putting our support to Ukraine on a firmer footing for years to come. It will consist of a NATO command located at a US facility in Wiesbaden and at logistical nodes in the eastern part of the alliance.
According to New York Times, about 700 servicemen from the United States and other NATO member countries will take part in the operation. Former US ambassador to NATO, Ivo Dadle, noted that the creation of the mission could protect further support for Kyiv from any political changes in the United States, because the alliance, not Washington, will be responsible for military assistance and training. The White House administration has not publicly commented on the details of the new plan. At the same time, the US State Department said that in Washington the allies would take concrete steps to bring Ukraine and NATO closer together.
But just 2 weeks ago, the president signed a bilateral security agreement with President Zelensky, underlying and reassuring our commitment to the people of Ukraine, because we believe that a commitment such as that one is critical to ensuring Ukraine's security democratically, economically, and in a security sense as well. We believe that it is important there be a bridge to Ukraine's membership in NATO. Of course, this bilateral security agreement is not a replacement for that, but it is one of the things that we view as part of that bridge to one day Ukraine being able to join NATO.
At the summit, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called on the leaders of their bloc countries to provide Kyiv with all the necessary assistance for defense, including a sufficient number of F-16 fighters. The 75th summit of the leaders of the North Atlantic Alliance will be held in Washington from July 9th to 11th. In April, NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg invited Volodymyr Zelensky to take part in the meeting. Reported by Paweł Sztelmach, Krystyna Dąbrowska, UATV News.